The Lakers are going fishing, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. And the Los Angeles Lakers, their season crumbled and ended last night at home as they fell to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they have been eliminated from this year's playoffs as they've now gone down 4-1. And really and truly, the writing was on the wall always in this series. The Lakers were definitely not as good as the Wolves. The Wolves are a much bigger, much more athletic team. Their front line is just way too dominant for the Lakers. I know everybody's piling on Luka and LeBron, but I really don't think that they could have competed in this series effectively with the front line that they had. Also, the fact that Luka was struggling with some injuries. And no, this raises a lot of questions for the Lakers going forward. As you know, LeBron James, he's 40 years old. A lot of questions are gonna arise. Luka, they just traded him, brought him in, and they did have an excellent run there in the regular season. Now they went from in the playing position all the way up to the 3rd seed, but I guess it was all smoke and mirrors as they fell very meekly in the playoffs to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And now they go into the offseason with a lot of questions. But the main thing I want to focus on here is the dynamic between Luka and LeBron and what's going to happen, because I really think the Lakers need to make some different changes here to the squad. They need bigger, more athletic people on the front line. As you know, Luka is the kind of guy that he creates easy chances for his bigs, like rim running bigs like he had in Dallas with Gafford, Lively. He created a lot of easy rim running chances for them. If you remember how they exploited chances like that in the playoffs last year, it was really easy for them to get to the rim, and then Luka would find them with his little magical passes. However, I think with this Lakers team, they don't have that type of skilled big men on the front line. So it's very hard for him to create easy opportunities for them unless it's gonna be a wide open dunk, I mean, they have guys who try hard on the front line, like, Finney-Smith and Vanderbilt. They're good defenders, and they will hit the occasional basket here or there, but they're not really skilled above the rim type guys that fit 100% with Luka. As far as the dynamic with LeBron and Luka is gonna be working out, I really don't see this being a championship team in the future with Luka and LeBron. You have two ball dominant guys on the perimeter, and the fact that the Lakers have just traded for Luka has to be the main guy. Luka has to be the main guy. He has to be the alpha. He has to be the bus driver. And what that creates is that it creates a dynamic where LeBron will be asked to play a role in the team. However, and this is no disrespect to LeBron, LeBron is a great all-around player, but there is no one specific skill that LeBron is great at. So if you ask LeBron to become like a spot-up shooter, that's not gonna work. He doesn't shoot well enough. If you ask him just to be a defender and a rebounder, that's gonna be tough, especially if he's gonna be on the front line going up against bigger guys. So the Lakers are gonna be in a position where they're gonna have to make some really tough decisions here regarding LeBron and Luka going forward. As far as how I feel personally, I think the Lakers need to make a run at Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think based on the fact that Damian Lillard is now fully hurt, he's gonna be out next year. So we can basically say the trade for Dame to come to Milwaukee didn't work. And based on the Lakers' history of fleecing big men from places like Milwaukee, I mean, a lot of you might be too young to know. I mean, I wasn't around either, but I know my history, and I know they took Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from the Bucks back in the 74 season. So it's gonna be very interesting this offseason. I personally think the Lakers are gonna make a big run at Giannis. I definitely see that coming, and the question is gonna arise: what do they do with LeBron James? Will he retire? Can he play an effective role on this team? I personally think that it's time now for the Lakers to move to a different dimension and try to get younger, and try to become more of a championship team. They need some more athleticism on the front line. I think outside of that, you know, there's a couple good pieces there that, you know, could work. You know, they have Austin Reeves, they have Rui Hachimura. I really like Vanderbilt. He's a really nice defender. I think he definitely could stay. And he's an excellent glue guy. Jared Vanderbilt. I really like his game. And so they do have some pieces, but the main thing that they have to focus on is essential pieces. LeBron, Luka, the dynamic. How is that going to work? I really think it's time for LeBron to bring the curtain down on his career. I really don't see him as an effective part of a championship team going forward. There was also another game last night in the NBA where I think the Warriors basically nailed in game 5 there in Houston. They were blown out, and this now sets them up for the game 6 back home, where I think they'll be able to close out Houston. So it's looking like it's going to be a Timberwolves Warriors second round matchup. As for the Lakers, they go home, ladies and gentlemen. Their season is gone fishing in Cancun, Los Angeles, and we'll see what they do in the offseason. But thank you for joining us on the channel, and we'll have plenty more videos coming up shortly here.